Center Kavarius Hayes leads the Gators in both rebounds and blocks per game. Last time out, guys, career high 11 boards. Also tied a career best with 5 rejections. Here's Kelly Sacco with his head coach, Mike White.
I'm joined here by Gators head coach Mike White. Coach, your 3 freshmen have played such a huge role thus far this season. How big of an X factor do they need to be here today?
They need to continue to play well and progress. They've still got a ways to go, but fortunately they are freshmen, and they've been a pleasant surprise for us in terms of production and a little bit of leadership sprinkled in there as well. They're competitive kids, and we hope they continue to get better. I'm sure they will.
This is the Gators' 20th trip to the Orange Bowl Basketball Classic. How special is it to continue to come down to this event year after year?
Yeah, it's really neat. You know, it's a great environment. I think it's good for the state, basketball in this state. It's always great to meet new Gators and to play in front of different Gators that don't necessarily have quite as much opportunity to come to Gainesville. You know, we're fortunate to come down, and hospitality is always terrific.
Today's game against FGCU is the last before conference play. How important is it to end on a high note? Really important.
You know, most teams in the country, certainly us, we'll get away from it for a little bit, and we'll give our guys 3 days to get away and regroup and recharge. And you'd like to finish on a positive note, at least this segment of the season. I'm sure Florida Gulf Coast wants the same thing. Most importantly, you want to continue to improve and kind of find yourself, especially with us offensively. And then we're playing a very good program. You know, it's, again, great environment, a really good program over the past decade in Florida Gulf Coast. So great opportunity for the Gators today.
Thanks, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Coach White, in his 4th season in Gainesville, has already led the Gators to 2 NCAA tournament appearances, making the Elite 8 in 2017. Already has 6 wins versus ranked opponents. Actually, that was last season as he tries to add to that total this season. We're going to shine the spotlight now on our impact players for this one. On Wednesday, the Gators, big lead, and then they had to hold on to beat Mercer. Shooting guard Kevon Allen came off the bench in that one, Coach, responded with 15 points.
Well, it's so critical that he's productive offensively for Florida. When you look at Florida numbers-wise in the Southeastern Conference, they're the best defensive team, only allowing 61 points per game. But they're the worst offensive team. Sometimes when you play good defense, it leads to runouts, get you out in transition. We talked about Florida State's ability to get out off of their defense and get easy baskets. Not the case with this Florida team. So Allen will be critical that he can make shots from distance, but also create and play make as well for his teammates and get them going offensively.
Shadrach Casimir, the only Eagle to average double figures, Case.
He's a lot of fun to watch. He's small, about 5'10", about the size of you, Rob Stone, but luckily for Florida Gulf Coast, he's a much better basketball player than you are. He is a transfer from Iona. This Florida Gulf Coast team actually has 8 transfers. Laugh is a ton, almost as many as Nevada. But Shadrach, he scored over 1,000 points in his 4-year career at Iona. Rob mentioned his scoring. He's the leader for this team, and he does it from the 3-point line, 48% on the year. And with their leading scorer, Hanif Cheatham, who is out now with shoulder surgery, even more important that Shadrach go off today if they're going to have a chance to win.
How dare you label me as 5'10"?
What are you, 6'1"?
Oh, I'm in the 6s.
Oh,
Easy
6.
6s.
All right.
Right, Karen?
I apologize.
Tiny Archibald, Calvin Murphy, Muggsy Bogues, Tyus Edney, just to name a few.
You just throw Muggsy Bogues at me?
Spud Webb.
I got a lot of floor burns, man. I got a lot of floor burns over on FS.
From Sunrise, Florida, we wish you happy holidays. We wish you were here. We welcome you to the Metro by T-Mobile Orange Bowl Classic. Game 2 of our doubleheader from the BB&T Center. The Florida Gators and Florida Gulf Coast Eagles about to tangle. Bob Wenzel, Dave O'Brien, Kelly Sacco coming your way. Thanks so much for joining us. Great to be with you again, Bob. And in game number 1, Florida State really rolled. They look very talented.
Oh, they are the 11th ranked team for sure. Great defense, and they added great three-point shooting. And they do that, they're going to be a factor in the ACC.
Florida has a very young but a very talented point guard, Andrew Nembhard.
Yeah, 6'5", 191 pounds, 8 points a game, 6.2 assists. He's got 62 assists, only 18 turnovers. This guy has a vision.
FGCU has a 3-game winning streak coming in against Florida.
Yeah, and because of it, Cedric Casimir is their best player. 5'10", look at the right side, 48% from three-point range. If he does that in this game, they'll have a chance.
So an all-Florida game 2 on the way. FSU already in the win column earlier this afternoon. The Gators and the Eagles looking to join them from the Orange Bowl Classic here in Sunrise. Come on back for the opening tip here on Fox. The Metro by T-Mobile Orange Bowl Classic is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile, by BB&T, by AutoNation, and by Dave & Buster's. This is the home of the Panthers, the BB&T Center here in Sunrise. Great to have you along. The Gators certainly in the house, well represented. They've dominated this series with the Eagles of Florida Gulf Coast. They have won all 4 meetings. And that includes Florida Gulf Coast clashing with them in the 2013 NCAA tournament. Today's starting lineup brought to you by AutoNation, proud sponsor of the Orange Bowl Festival. For the store and savings near you, visit AutoNation.com. And for the Eagles, they've got a couple of Scotts in the starting lineup. Zach Scott and Rayshon Scott. Zach Scott can really knock down the three, 51% overall. And for the Gators, Keith Stone coming in. Doesn't take many threes, but he hits 44% when he does. Allen also very dangerous beyond the three-point line, although right now kind of chilly at 33%. Gators certainly in the house. As we get set for the opening tip, great to have you with us. Florida kind of a choppy start, Bob, at this point. They were thumped by FSU early. In fact, the very first game of the season on the road, lost by 21 points.
They have issues offensively. I don't think there's any question about that. Mike White's in his 4th year. Last year they were in the NCAA tournament. But this year they have struggled on the offensive end. They've lacked rhythm. Their defense has been excellent.
Mike Fly in his first year as the head coach for FGC, the Eagles, and now the new Florida Gulf Coast head coach is the only remaining member of the 2013 Dunk City Sweet 16 squad. We can flash back to that because those were halcyon days indeed when they took on the Florida Gators in the Sweet 16.
Well, they had won 2 games previous to this game, and they were truly Dunk City. Their coach, Andy Enfield, left and went to University of Southern California, and Florida burst their bubble, and this was a very clever play off the back of a Florida Gulf Coast player. 62-50, Gators won that game in the NCAA tournament.
So they get together again, as mentioned, the Gators all-time 4-0 against Florida Gulf Coast. So Hayes about to tip it up. Ladies and gentlemen, for Florida, he's a 6'9" senior up against Brady Ernst, who's 6'10" for the Eagles. Florida Gulf Coast had lost 6 in a row after their first win of the season, but they've rebounded to win 3 straight.
Their last win was against Kaiser University, which is an NAIA school. They won by 2. Late game heroics. Interesting to see how Florida will begin, and they begin with an air ball 3. By Nembhard.
Yeah, and a guy who hits, well into the 40s from three-point land.
Full court pressure. When your offense isn't going well, you use your defense to get easy shots. 1-2-1-1 variety. They'll try to trap at the 10-second line if they can. They cannot, so they have taken off a bunch of time off the clock. Now they don't have to play as good defense for as long.
Casimir giving it up here. It's Scott, who makes 54% beyond the three-point line. A little backdoor cut, but the lay-in won't go by Carlisle.
Nembhard has vision.
Stone will launch, and that one's short. First 2 threes off the mark for the Gators.
They're certainly not probing. Switching man-to-man.
Carlisle back up top for Casimir. Here's Zach Scott. He's a local kid. He started at Westminster Academy in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, he's a good shooter.
May have to get one in the air right now. He'll drive the lane. It opened up, but he was a little too strong with it. Gators at 6-4. And before November was out, Florida had fallen by 5 to Oklahoma. They had lost to Butler by 7. Also lost to number 10 Michigan State. That was only by 4 points.
Well, the Michigan State loss, even though it was a loss, was a positive thing for them. They played well against a very, very tough team, and that was recently. However, you got to wonder about their confidence at the offensive end. A lot of newspaper articles about it, a lot of talk about it. Jalen Hudson, who's on the bench right now, was a starter last year, one of the high scorers. Now he's averaging 5. So there's some issues with them at that end of the floor.
Here's Carlisle. He got a peek at the shot clock. Now at 5. Trying to drive a little closer. Tough shot off the side. And that's going to be a shot clock violation. Let's check in with Kelly Sacco.
Hey guys, well, Florida Gulf Coast got some bad news earlier this week when they found out that senior starting guard Hanif Cheaman is out for the season. The Fort Lauderdale native and Marquette transfer led the Eagles in scoring in the first 10 games of the season before suffering a season-ending shoulder injury that he'll get surgically repaired. Although his career as an Eagle is over, Coach Fly said he certainly doesn't think his career is over professionally.
That one swished in from the corner by Noah Locke. Finally, one goes for the Gators after missing their first 3.
He's a freshman hope for them. He's been the best three-point shooter in the last 4 or 5 games.
So Scott will set it up now for the Gators. For FGCU against the Gators. Up top, Ernst.
On top of what Kelly said, the reason Scott is in the game, number 4 Scott is in the game, is because Hanif Cheatham is out.
Scott had a catch and release with the shot clock expiring. Got it back in a new shot clock. And now Casimir to run a play.
Scott, number 5, is a power forward in the lane, screen and come up to the top of the key.
And there he is at 6'7".
Yep. Got some power.
9 to shoot. Heavy traffic, Casimir on the scoop. Nice reverse.
Transfer from Iona, where Jim Valvano was once the coach, and he was in an airport, and the lady said to him, she said, "Oh, this looks like a basketball team." And he says, "I'm Jim Valvano. I own a college." He says, "You own a college? That's very, very impressive." Must cost a lot of money to own a college.
Lock on target again. Yeah,
He's got a nice stroke, doesn't he?
He sure does.
Looks good.
And 5 of those against Mercer in their victory. That's going to be an offensive foul. They'll get Carlisle for the charge.
Carlisle's had a tough night. Backdoor first play of the game gets rejected. Then on that play, he charges, and then he had another play. So he's kind of 0 for 3. Good athlete, Bishop Kenny High School, Jacksonville. Good player for them.
And has tended to show up big in big games. He had 20 against Michigan State.
Yeah.
That was back in November.
Hudson in the game, number 3, far side of your screen in the corner. Averages 5. Last year he averages 16.
Stone with a turnaround. And the Eagles want to fly here. Casimir. Zach Scott to the paint. Knocked away from him. It'll go the other way. Out of his hand in the end. And we will take the break as well. First time out. Just getting started here from Sunrise, Florida. Well, Florida head coach Mike White has called Noah Locke the best shooter in any gym he's in.
Wow. Well, he's in a big gym right now. And this is not this gym. This is in Gainesville. He made 5 of 11 in this game from three-point range, and he had 18 points in the game. They can use this every single game. However, he will now be in the scouting report. And he will get the other team's best perimeter defensive player, and it'll be a little different. Just outside Baltimore.
Tiptoeing in through heavy traffic, and that one will drop. So Ballard knocks in his first basket here today, 8-2 Florida.
Ballard's very active on the glass. He had 3 games in a row where he scored well. 19 Stanford, 11 Butler, 15 UNF. His activity in the lane on the glass is going to be good for them.
Baxter up top here for Ricardo Day. He's a junior. Far to get off a shot. And that's when a foul is committed by Florida.
A Florida foul. Number 24.
So that'll be on Ballard as he picks up number 1. And Carlisle will now step out for the Eagles. The Eagles respectable from three-point land. He hit 37%. Casby with a tough drive, a block, but a foul as well. Well, he's undaunted as he gets inside.
He's little, I'll tell you that. Nembhard, I think, is going to get the foul right here. The block was clean, but Nembhard fouls him early. See the body? The block was not the foul. Clean block by Hayes.
Casimir excellent at the line, 87%. Usually the kiss of death, but he nails it.
He made 2 free throws in their last game right at the end of the game to win 87-85 against Kaiser.
So that'll make it 8-4. And the Gators with the basketball. And an official timeout with 14:52 to go.
Clock issue, I think. Looks like the Eagles are trying to play zone against Florida. They must be aware of the whereabouts of Noah Locke, of course, if they do that. But I think it's a good idea since Florida has not been good from the perimeter.
Stone setting to pick, and Ballard with a misfire. Florida Gulf Coast trying to avoid a 3-game non-conference sweep against Florida opponents. Have already dropped games to Florida International and Florida Atlantic in a turnover.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting that the Eagles are not trying to take their time. I mean, they're going after the basket in 1 or 2 passes, which is, you know, I guess if you can get a clean shot that way and that's the way you play that way. But to play for an upset, that's not advisable.
Ballard to the baseline. Back out for Hudson. Good look. And a whistle in the lane with 14:11 left in the first half.
Hudson looked like he turned his body. You know how you're supposed to keep your body square to the basket when you shoot it? It's almost like he pushed his right side past his left side and turned his upper body on the shot.
Yep. It came off his hand kind of funny. Although he was in a perfect position. Stone won't shoot it. Comes in averaging 7 points. Good rebounder.
Extended zone defense.
Stone and airmailed that, but he got bumped and fouled.
Florida Gulf Coast foul. Number 30. Ryan Thomas, his first, team's third.
Inside orientation.
Keystone.
Turnaround jumper right there by Stone. He's from down here too. Deerfield Beach, not too far away from here. Kind of a homecoming for Keith as well.
6'8" junior. Foul went against Thomas.
Rayshon Scott is back in.
And Rayshon Scott, the 6'7" junior, back on now for the Eagles.
Yeah, we've seen frequent substitutions by Coach Fly right away in this game.
It's almost like he's trying to borrow from the Leonard Hamilton playbook, but Leonard's got a long line of very, very serious talent. Not to say the Eagles aren't talented, but boy, Florida State is impressive. Size, length.
Yeah, their defense is something to behold. Ricardo Day, number 0, has the best assist situation for his team. But against Florida, he's going to have to thread some needles.
Well, he just lost that one and commits a foul to boot, a shove, as he pushed Allen right out of bounds, and that'll be his second foul.
Look at this. We're seeing a rotation immediately on every dead ball substitution. Some coaches, when guys make mental mistakes, they take them out, want to talk to them for a minute, and that could be the situation with Coach Fly.
Ballard on the attack, and going for the rejection. It's going to be an offensive foul. So that'll go against the Gators.
Number 24.
Again, substitutions every single time. He takes off from pretty far out. Clearly outside the restricted arc, which is what you want. So Rayshon Scott does a good job there.
So Casimir will set things up. The 5'10 senior. Well, listed at 5'10. Scott, nifty spin, but denied in the lane. Lockdown defense by Florida. And now the theft by Carlisle. They've got a two-man game. Casimir fouled. He'll be at the line.
Well, interestingly enough, I was about to say, I wonder what's going to happen with Florida with Nembhard out of the game. I mean, he plays the most minutes of anybody on the Gators team. He's their point guard, and he is out of the game, and they immediately turn it over. Check this out right here. That's an ill-advised pass right there that leads to this foul.
So Casimir shooting 2.
In the hotel today, after I got done working out, I was going back up in the elevator, and there were several players from Florida Gulf Coast in there, and Casimir was one of them. So I introduced myself, told them I was doing the game and everything. They all were very polite, nice young men. And I was standing next to him, and I think I could post him up.
I believe it. I think that 5'10 is a bit of a rumor.
I could not guard him, though, I'll tell you that.
Yes. Hayes on the low block.
Ooh,
to
nice
his
one.
right. Oh, that's pretty.
Yes, very, very nice. Use of the pivot foot. Get that body going one way, then spin back.
Hayes, their best rebounder and a great shot blocker in his career.
Yep, indeed.
One of the very best in Florida history, actually.
He had 60-plus block shots in his sophomore and junior year.
Oh, nice play. Casimir will lay it in with the left hand. That's the very best play they've run today. Now they're hanging right in the early going, refusing to let Florida get away.
So far, there's no spurts in this game. It's like a half-court versus half-court situation.
Johnson underneath finds Hayes for the dunk, an easy 2.
Nice pass by Johnson. They're starting to get the feel of dribble into the gap of the zone and then make a pass. Passing it around the perimeter does not get it done.
Casimir driving it hard. Rebound tipped and controlled by Florida.
They got numbers right here.
It's Allen. Hudson will lift. He sticks a 3.
What a relief. Watch his guys give him 5 if he goes to the sideline. They want him to be better. He's lost some confidence. Coach helping him. Hudson needs to come back for the Gators to reach their ceiling.
Yeah, he had been just 6 for 34 from 3. Back to the dunk.
Hayes, easy one. More of that would be advisable for the Gators. Nice pass by Johnson. And here's the 3. Nothing but twine for Hudson. Welcome back.
Coming up on New Year's Eve, the Red Box Bowl kicks off between Oregon and Michigan State, 2:30 Eastern on Fox. Then flip over to FS1, number 17, Utah will battle Northwestern in the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl at 6:30, or catch it all on the Fox Sports app. It is certainly bowl season. And we are in deep. Here's Scott quickly down the lane. He was harassed. Terrific D by Hayes.
And you can afford to take chances in the backcourt when you have a shot blocker behind you. Nembhard out of the game. Unusual situation for the players in the game. Allen will have to handle the point guard situation.
Johnson swings for Locke, and that's a rounded out. Johnson went over the top and committed the foul. 17-8 Gators. And a freshman point guard who's been so good with 6 assists a game, proving he's an elite passer on the bench still.
Yeah, interesting. And Mike White has taken him out of the game. He knows that there's going to be situations with him being in foul trouble in the SEC, so he's trying to play without it. 1-3-1 zone for the first time.
on the three. Shot clock down to 8 for the Eagles. Carlisle, a little bit of a shove there, some physical contact as he made his way to the foul line. And fouled on that play. And that'll go against Allen, number 1.
Isaiah Stokes, number 15, wide body in the game, often injured, trying to get his wind.
That'll go the other way. He's 6'8", 270, I should say so.
Brother was a great player at Tennessee.
Now the foul goes against Ernst, his first.
Zone defense, the middle is open. Florida has not flashed there with a good offensive player yet in the game.
Locke finds Hudson for an open shot, and he will drill the 3.
2 out of 3 so far for Hudson. This is good news for Gator fans.
It's a fascinating story, Bob, because he's a senior. Last year, he averaged 16 points a game, went over 1,000 points. He was such a big part, an integral part of their offense. He's only started half the games this season.
Yeah, he's been off, can't make shots. Confidence issue, maybe.
Carlisle stopped on the baseline, and he's on the line, and we'll turn it over. This is an 8-0 run, and he's been right in the middle of it.
No doubt about it. Couple of threes by Hudson. Last year, you mentioned, almost 16 a game. This year, 5. Field goal percentage plummeting, and with that, minutes plummeting.
Here's Locke's shot. Too strong. Stepping into it, here's Baxter, but that came off his hand kind of ugly. Carlisle collects it, though, trying to weave his way in. And deflected out of play. It'll be off the Gators. The officials weren't sure initially. 9:54 to go in the first half.
Nembhard back in the game now.
Michael Caru, 6'3" sophomore, also in for the Gators. Underneath. Easy look, but it won't drop. Stokes powering his way in. Thomas with a block from behind, though. And an official timeout with 9:38 to go.
I don't think we got a reset right here. Here's the action underneath. 2 very big bodies going after it. Nice looking block.
Caleb Cano back in the game for the Eagles.
Nembhard to the paint. Long one, Hudson. Got another one, and he is locked in here in the early part of the ball game. And opening up a 23-8 lead for Florida.
3-point shooting has been the deal so far for the Gators.
As it was for Florida State in their victory over St. Louis in game 1 on this court.
Florida foul. Starts at number 2, Andrew Nembhard.
Foul will go against Nembhard. He picks up his second.
Well, we'll see if Mike White is the type that takes guys out with 2 fouls, and he does. Allen comes back in for Nembhard.
Well, the Gators raining threes here. They're 5 out of 11 from three-point land. And again, not something they're noted for this year. Making only 34%. They've not been a good shooting team at all. But they have been cooking, and Jalen Hudson, a big story. Guy who is stone cold coming in. But not today. He's given the Gators a big lift.
The situation right now for Florida is because they're playing against a zone, Nembhard's absence is not as big a deal as if it would be against man-to-man, where his passing and vision and cuts and all that are available. Now, he's a good passer against zone also. But now, with no pressure, Allen can be a shooter, and if Hudson continues to be a shooter, Nembhard being on the bench does not hurt the Gators as much as it normally would.
Apparently, some sort of a dispute about who had which foul. So they're trying to sort that out with 9:08 left in the half. And the Eagles of Florida Gulf Coast trying to sort out who can put the ball in the basket. They haven't scored in the last 3 minutes and 25 seconds.
I don't think that players should be able to, when the officials are looking at something, I think players should have to stay on the floor. I don't think that you know, you're allowed a certain number of timeouts in a game, and that's kind of a timeout without calling a timeout. I think players should have to stay out on the floor when the officials go to the, if it's something quick. If it lasts forever, like some do, you know, I can see it.
Well, officials are making a very concerted effort to speed up those meetings at the monitor this year. And at times they're even allowed to bring the third member in to take a look.
The problem with it when it lasts a long time, Dave, as you know, I mean, it just takes away from the momentum of the game and the feel for the game for the players. You know, I'm not talking about viewers or people who are at the game.
Sure. Although for us too.
Yeah.
Hudson dropping it inside.
Stokes wants to go.
Wants to go strong. 2 fakes and short. So under 9 minutes to go in the opening half. Here's Casimir, who's been the go-to man for the Eagles.
He certainly can split the defense, can he?
Yes.
I mean, he gets through it.
Nope. And another timeout. 8:36 remaining in the half. And a spot on the floor they need to have wiped up. And that'll give time the Eagles to get Ricardo Day, the talented freshman out of Jackson, Mississippi, in. And Casimir to get a breather here.
Little mismatch here.
Day has 5 seconds to get off a shot. Got to look at it and whip the pass to Scott. The shot clock is going to expire, so the Eagles will give it up.
Good D by the Gators. Coach Fly not happy about that. Ricardo Day over dribbling.
Fly getting a chance to take over as the head coach after several years as the assistant. A blown dunk. That was Keith Stone unable to get it go down.
Good pass by Stokes. Florida has gotten the ball to the paint 2 times to Stokes and that time to Stone with easy shots and have come up with 0 points on those 3 possessions.
Stone, 6'8" junior, could not dunk it. And that'll put Day at the line. A 1-and-1 for the junior, who began his career at Southern Utah and then went on to junior college in Iowa, finally landing in Florida.
Leads the team in assists. He's got 33, 23 turnovers.
Christian Carlisle back on, the junior. So Day with another one coming for FGCU. Last 6 years, they have averaged 21 wins per season. That might be a very tall order this year, though, at 5-8 and already a 6-game skid behind them.
Well, they got the Atlantic Sun coming up, and each year they've been very high in the rankings in that league.
Hudson way downtown, but not this time. Stone went for the rebound, came out of his hands, and free to the Eagles.
Stone on Ricardo Day seems like a very strange matchup. Had to be a switch.
Thomas handing off for Carlisle. More tough D here for the Gators. Shot clock all the way down to 5. Day again dribbling away. Off balance. Somehow sunk it. And it was all net. I guess that was the play.
Yeah.
23-14. Hudson, he's been the hot hand here in the first half for Florida. Way downtown, and that one off target by Locke. Got the front of the iron.
Pretty good defensive rebounding for the Eagles in this game. Thomas, since he's been in, has done a good job. Also, Baxter, transfer from UNLV. Good job on the defensive glass.
Scott spinning inside. inside and draws the foul with 6.5 to play. We'll take the break. With the Gators out in front 23-14 on the Eagles of Florida Gulf Coast here inside the BB&T Center.
Those are the team parents being honored at halftime. They're getting ready. Metro by T-Mobile have been honoring team parents for 17 years now, and those candidates were nominated by the teams, the coaches, and the fans for all their efforts in contributing to the success of the team. Now, guys, they organize carpools, snacks, and not to mention, they're the most spirited cheerleaders of the team.
Boy, is that the truth. Team parent fact sheet right there, and candidates nominated by the teams, one from each of the Orange Bowl Youth Football Leagues. It's a big moment for them, and congratulations to them. Nothing happens without moms and dads.
Amen.
So Scott at the line for the first one. Zach Scott, only a 57% foul shooter.
Interesting because he's a good shooter. I think early in his career as a freshman, you know, not that many games under his belt. He was playing behind their best player, Cheatham, who's now out with a shoulder injury. The score from three-point range is 15-3 in favor of the Gators. Their inside game has not been much.
Swing into the corner, Stone's the open shooter. Yes, sir, and a three-pointer.
That's 6 now from three-point range. Oddly enough, Florida Gulf Coast is taking 8 free throws. Gators only 2. Obviously, you don't get fouled when you're shooting so many threes, right?
And hitting them.
Yeah, right.
On the swing to Baxter, mid-range jumper, he'll knock it in.
He's a pretty good player. That came in here from UNLV, has some hop to his game.
Johnson's jumper looking to answer. Rebound tipped on the baseline. It'll go the other way. It'll be the Eagles' ball with the Gators on top 26-18. Casimir back in now for the Eagles.
Got a shoe situation here with Stone. They're giving him a second to get that taken care of. This is an extremely quiet crowd.
Yes.
And there's plenty of people in the building. The building seats 20,000. So maybe there's 10, 11, something like that. But the game has not had spurts of exciting plays, which gets crowds that are at the game into it.
And there are plenty of Gator fans here, quite frankly, as Scott lofts that one up there. They're looking for a little sizzle.
Indeed.
Block in close, kind of a wild shot and an offensive foul. That'll go against Florida. Gator fans mixing with Florida State fans. Look at what I took on the beach. You wouldn't believe this. This might just be a shark, I think. What do you think? Don't do that. Don't do that. This is an expensive piece of electronic equipment. Something like that. 5 minutes to go. Never got stuff like that when I was 9 years old. Forget about cell phones. Weren't even invented yet. Day to the paint, slammed on the brakes, and a slam. Baxter able to stuff that one down, and now it's tightened up.
Told you he had some hops.
A 6-point game. Hudson. Allen for Hayes. Slam that one down, and a traveling violation, so the Gators will give it back.
Dexter Day stops on a dime and then delivers a dime. Easy play right here. Hayes has to come over. He thinks he's going to block a shot, and nobody home on the help side.
And the Eagles looking to add to a 12-3 run, which has pulled them to within 6 of Florida.
Methodical, just, taking their time, driving it.
Baxter scooping that one up there. Nice follow on the play by Scott.
Florida's getting nothing inside offensively, and they're not protecting the paint on the defensive side of things either. A lot of close-in shots for the Eagles.
The Gators need an answer. Stone can't provide it there. And it comes right back to the Eagles. They have all the momentum right now.
No doubt about it. 3:47 to go in this half. They're feeling pretty good about themselves right now.
That's going to be a travel. Baxter shuffling those puppies with 3:42 to go in the half. We've got a timeout on the floor. The Eagles have closed the gap here. 26-22 Florida. It's gotten tight. Happy holidays here from South Florida. The Gators leading the Eagles 26-22. Troy Baxter's played a big role in this comeback for the Eagles.
No doubt about it. Beautiful scene right there. Florida Gulf Coast University, Fort Myers. Troy Baxter, transfer UNLV. Little jump shot here. And the easiest play of the game so far, a dunk on a nice pass by Day. And he misses this drive from Rayshawn Scott. Nobody blocks him out. Easy one. 14-3 run for Coach Fly and the Eagles. Ironic, they're the Eagles and his name is Fly.
Yes. Well, longtime assistant, getting the head job. He was absolutely thrilled. Working many years and doing a great job recruiting.
Deserving, right?
Yeah, very much so. Team right now at 5-8. We have 3:37 on the clock. And Mike White.
There were spotlights that were going on. I don't know where they were coming from, but they were on the floor. It happened in the first game as well. They've been turned off. It'd be nice if you go up for a three and this light hits you right in the face.
Sure, blind you. Allen around and out. Johnson battling, out-battling everybody, and a foul, too. He'll be at the line. Boy, did he earn that, the freshman from Norfolk, Virginia.
That was nice. Best interior play of the game for the Gators so far. This guy's got a 41-inch vertical jump. He shows it here. He extends that arm above everybody. And nice hands. Gets his body in there. Very, very nice.
And the follow off the miss. Up and in by Hayes.
Second best play in the paint. So the timeout did well. Florida's been absent from that area of the floor at both ends so far in this game.
So some light for the Gators. Back on top by 8. High post, it's Ernst.
He could drive right here.
That's going to be 5 seconds. So a turnover for the Eagles.
Ernst says, what am I supposed to do? Nobody was open. Transfer from Iowa State.
So many of those on the Eagles roster.
Yeah.
Under 3 minutes to go before halftime. Stone putting on the brakes. Lost the handle. It just spun right out. And he turned it over.
Well, you got Stone, Hayes, and Johnson in the game at the same time. So you should be able to get something done in the paint with those three. Johnson's playing the point of the press here.
Only the 5th turnover of the afternoon. Moving into the evening now for Florida. Johnson with the rebound, and the Gators to try and push it. Hudson has been really hot, cooling off a little bit now all of a sudden. Baxter with another rebound. He fired it out of place. Scott with the intended man, but he was not looking.
I almost had that one. Baxter, man, he really gets up in the air. Watch this rebound by number 1. I mean, he's up there. He's calling for somebody to come back, and he throws it right in between the two guys.
Almost landed in our lap.
Nembhard in the last 2 minutes. I think Mike White is a little sick and tired of not getting a good shot, and he needs the point guard to make something happen here.
Nifty pass there, but back out. Now into Allen. Heavy traffic. Yeah! Got it to go. Acrobatic shot.
How about the impact of Nembhard as soon as he gets in the game, right? Two very good passes, as you described.
So up to 10 for the Gators, 32-22.
I like Allen in the paint. I think he should flash in there a little bit more.
Tough catch, Ernst with the basket. Beautifully run play.
Yes, indeed.
And picked off by Carlisle. He's going to go hard. And the kick out. Casimir. Hayes high up for the rebound.
That was a good rebound by Hayes.
Pull up Pop Allen. Yeah! Three-pointer. Well, he can be instant offense. And a timeout with 1:16 to play. And, well, all of a sudden, Florida is on top by 11.
Unbelievable when you can spurt. Right here. Notice the little screen there. Creates just enough space for Allen to get good rhythm. I think taking threes in transition is a great time to take them. You know, the team is retreating and you come down, set a little half-moving screen. Guy gets good rhythm. Plus, it's harder to block guys out. Here's Mr. Allen's freshman, sophomore, junior year. It's been a bumpy ride. After his sophomore year, when he had 14 and he shot 44%, they were talking all SEC. And then last year, he dropped precipitously in his efficiency, and people were questioning him. So, senior year, we'll see what happens.
Scored a lot of points, over 1,400 points.
Yep.
In his career at Florida, the 21st player to do that. Scott wants to get closer off the window. No.
Are you kidding me?
Baxter with a follow with the left hand.
Oh, my God.
You talk about hops.
I'll tell you what, scouting report, you just better face guard him when a shot goes up. There is no way you can let that guy attack the offensive board. Wow.
Hayes, yes. Quick strike for the Gators.
Gators are finding the interior much better in the last 5 or 6 minutes, right? Passing in there, getting layups that they didn't get earlier in the game at all.
Nembhard seems to influence everybody.
Indeed.
Under half a minute before halftime. Baxter. Here's Carlisle. 5 to get off a shot now. Here's Scott. Blocked. Allen with the stuff. And it's a shot clock violation. That's some spectacular defense. Allen, who's been doing it offensively and defensively, with the rejection.
Got his near hand right on the basketball. Dangerous play because you don't want to foul a guy from that far out, but he did a beautiful job. Well, Gators should take the last shot here. I don't think there's any question about that.
10 seconds to do that.
You might want to take a shot against the zone and then have time for an offensive rebound play. 10.1.
Nembhard. Stolen off the fake. And tipped, but missed at the horn by Hudson. Almost had the tip in, but Florida winds up in front at the break, 37-26. It got tight there for a while as the Eagles closed the gap. But Florida made a couple of spectacular plays, maybe none better than Allen's stuff right there, right before halftime on the defensive end.
Well, Florida was in love with the three early, and then they started to get more balance as the half went on, and that's why they have this 11-point lead right now.
So we're at halftime, game number 2. The Gators leading the Eagles 37-26. We'll have more coming up in just a couple of moments. Game number 1, by the way, if you missed that, went to Florida State. The Seminoles rolling to the first victory of the Orange Bowl Classic. Waiting for that second winner. More on a half coming up in just a moment. halftime, and the Florida Gators leading 37-26 over the FGCU Eagles. Bob Wenzel, Dave O'Brien with it, getting ready for the second half. But right now we go to Kelly Sacco with a special guest from Metro by T-Mobile, the sponsor of the Orange Bowl Classic.
I'm here with Linda Richardson, Field Marketing Director for Metro by T-Mobile. We heard the big news. Tell us about the change.
Yes, we're so excited to announce the new Metro by T-Mobile. You know, Metro PCS started 16 years ago. We always delivered a value product to our consumers, and now it's even better. We're on a wonderful network, and now we have an unlimited plan that includes unlimited 4G data and Amazon Prime, which who doesn't want Amazon Prime, and Google One.
A lot of amazing things. So the Metro by T-Mobile Orange Bowl Basketball Classic brings D1 basketball to Broward County. How much does that mean to bring this tournament here?
You know, we're thrilled to be able to work with the Orange Bowl to bring 2 great college basketball games, and this year to have 3 Florida teams. Who doesn't love to see, you know, one of their college teams play in their hometown?
Gives the fans a great opportunity to come out here and support all those Florida teams. And before we let you go, what's the message in community service?
Well, one of the reasons why we do so much with the Orange Bowl is that it gives us an opportunity to support our youth. The Orange Bowl has organizations like, does Big Buddy program, they do the Orange Bowl Youth Football Alliance and cheerleading, and that teaches our youth how to work together as a team towards a common goal, gives them confidence, and this is one way that we can give back to our community.
Linda, thanks so much. Back to you guys.
All right, Kelly, thank you very much. Linda, we appreciate that. 37-26 at halftime. Florida with the advantage. Getting ready for the second half. We'll have highlights and the stats from the first 20 minutes when we come back to Sunrise. Well, it's an 11-point halftime lead for the Gators over FGCU. We welcome you back here to Sunrise, Florida. Bob Wenzel, Dave O'Brien with you. And Florida, not typically this season a red-hot three-point shooting team, but they were 7 out of 17 bombing the first 20.
Yeah, and Florida Gulf Coast was only 1 of 6, so it's 23-3 from three-point range. And despite that, Florida Gulf Coast hung tough because they got the ball inside and they got to the free throw line.
You know, a guy they really turned to is Jalen Hudson, and you know, he's been stone cold until today, really, from three-point land, but he's sizzled.
Yeah, he's got 9 points, all on threes. Averaged 15 last year, only 5 this year. That's a welcome sight to Florida fans. On the other end, Troy Baxter, the transfer from UNLV, is a jumping jack. And I'll tell you what, he was shot out of the cannon on a few plays in this game, and he led the comeback trail when they got it close. Florida got more active in the paint as the half rolled on, and they need to continue to do this because if they don't, they're going to put themselves in jeopardy. Inside and outside balance required. And right there you see 7 for 17 from three-point range for the Gators. Look on the other side, 9 for 10 free throws. So those two things balance one another out. And Florida has an 11-point lead.
For the Eagles now to cut into that lead, what are you looking for them to do early in the second half?
I think the zone has been good. I think they need to play it a little bit tighter because the inside interior has gotten exposed late in the half. And I think offensively, I think, you know, Casimir needs to just go to the basket a little bit more.
Yeah, and something that he's been tough to handle when he decides to do that. We're back with the second half in just a moment from Sunrise. Getting near Christmas time. Happy holidays to you. Thanks so much for joining us. 37-26 at the break, Florida. Halftime at Sunrise, 37-26. The Gators leading the Eagles. Give you a look around college basketball. Some major games today. Virginia has already run roughshod over William and Mary, 72-40.
Tennessee beats Wake Forest. You've got to love Grant Williams and the Admiral Schofield. They are fantastic players. Kentucky and Carolina getting together. That'll be interesting to see the outcome of that. And number 1, Kansas at Arizona State and Bobby Hurley's team.
So 3 of the top 5 in action today and tonight in college basketball. Second half coming up in just a moment. Second half coming your way from the Orange Bowl Classic from the BB&T Center here in Sunrise. Bob Wenzel, Dave O'Brien, and Kelly Sacco alongside. Florida Gators up by 11. And an impressive first half from three-point land for Florida, not necessarily their bailiwick. Gators making only 34% from three for the season, only 44% overall, but had a couple of hot hands in the first 20 minutes.
No doubt about it. Locke and Hudson, of course, the primary guys out there. Hudson was 3 of 6. Locke was 2 of 5. So the three-point shot, very much a part of their offense. We'll see if Florida Gulf Coast changes their defensive philosophy at all. You know, they went pretty much soft zone the whole first half. See if they switch a little to man-to-man. See if Florida stays the same as they've been, which has been man-to-man most of the game. Backdoors. That's how the game started. That's how the second half starts.
Yeah, Carlisle fumbled that backdoor pass, and now Allen will bring it up for the Gators. They're going to add to their advantage. Here's Hayes in the lane to the left hand and draws the foul. He very much wanted the basket. The 6'9" senior on a Live Oak, Florida. And the foul will go against Rayshon Scott.
Nembhard, again, the distributor, making a pass right on the money, right where it needs to be.
When you're watching Nembhard, and a guy who obviously is a very willing passer, a very talented passer, does he remind you of a point guard you've seen either recently or some time ago? He's a big guard. He's 6'5".
Yeah, 6'5". Yeah, 6'5". No, I don't know. Landry Shamet, a little bit, from Wichita State from last year. He's with the 76ers now. Was drafted early out of college. Same kind of style. You know, not explosive necessarily, but kind of smooth. He's a little like that.
And a very intelligent passer.
Vision is the main thing. And then the delivery comes after that. If you're a good deliverer, but you don't have good vision, you're not going to help your team that much.
Scott with a travel. Let's check in with Kelly.
Hey guys, Coach White said that the first half was very uncharacteristic of his team. There's a lack of communication, and he said what they need to improve on going into this half, they need to start talking to each other and stop following, and offensively they need to finish at the rim.
Inside the first minute here in the second half, corner jumper Locke, yes, and immediate trouble for the Eagles.
3 for 6 for Locke for the game. He's comfortable with that shot, no doubt about it.
Well, you know, maybe the head coach for the Eagles, Michael Fly, you don't want to panic, but now you're down 42-26.
I think he's got to change a little bit to man-to-man because Florida is finding the seams of the zone and the places where they can make shots.
This has turned into the largest lead of the day for the Gators. Shot clock at 6. Casimir wants to go, and a little bit of a nudge there with 4 on the shot clock. And a foul against Florida.
It's on Stone right here. And we talked about Casimir taking a little bit more aggressive role by getting past. You know, he can get past anybody. And whether guys can block his shot or protect the rim, that was before the shot on his way in, so there's no shooting here.
Johnson coming on now for the Gators, and Stone will hit the bench.
Freshman against freshman there. Scott and Locke.
Zach Scott looking at the shot clock. 4 again. Now 3, now 2. And a great tie up there by Johnson. Boy, he's done that a couple of times late in the shot clock. Down the lane, he flies for a tomahawk slam.
Fly needs a timeout. He's substituting 4 players right now instead of calling timeout. He's clearly angry, but now he gets one.
Yeah, he really could not afford to wait any longer. Just a couple of minutes into the second half, and it is ballooned to 44-26.
Well, what he's mad at is this. No challenge at all. (44-26) Gators. Name of the game in the second half, offensive execution. Check this out. This is against the zone. The shot's coming from there as the ball gets reversed. Vision is clear. Passing is accurate. Shot is bottom. Perfect. Another play. Execution right here. We're going to get a drive right there to the basket on a clear play. Johnson right there. Nobody home protecting the rim. It's good execution by the Gators.
We're going to have a technical foul, looks like on Mike White. Head coach for the Florida Gators gets teed up.
Wow. He's got a 44-26 lead.
He was upset about something.
A technical foul
And they teed him up pretty quick.
has been charged to the Florida Gator head coach.
So it'll send Baxter to the line for Florida Gulf Coast.
Baxter will shoot the technical.
Mike looking to guide the Gators to a third straight NCAA tournament. As Baxter nails the first one. The Gators have been picked about in the middle of the pack of the SEC, but they've had the toughest non-conference schedule, ranked #1 in difficulty in the Southeastern Conference.
Well, I tell you, you got Tennessee and you got Auburn, right? Now you got Mississippi State and Kentucky. Those are the 4 that are ranked in the top 25. And Florida has potential, obviously. He's a very good coach and he'll get the best out of his team. But they are in struggle mode right now. I don't think there's any doubt about that at the offensive end of the floor.
Spinning in, Baxter, no, left it well short. Hayes came out to block the shot. May or may not have gotten a piece of it, but certainly harassed him. Emmard left it behind. He fumbled it and turned it over to the Eagles.
Sliding through, switching sometimes. Nice foot and hand position by everybody on the Gators squad here.
They're definitely walking with it, so the travel gives it back to Florida. Well,
4 teams in the top 25, 2 in the top 10, as we mentioned. Grant Williams is terrific, and Schofield beat Gonzaga in that game. Made 2 threes at the top of the key to win the game.
nearly gave that one away. Here's Allen. Hayes in the lane, decides not to shoot it. Now he puts it to the deck and does, and he makes it off the window.
Man, there was a lot of indecision in that possession. Hayes made something out of nothing.
It's a 19-point lead for Florida.
Florida's defense has really come up. Defending well, guarding people, denying people, challenging shots like that. This is where they got to play more intelligently.
Way downtown, around and out by Allen, but a second effort because Hayes got the rebound. Locke won't wait. He'll drill the three. And it's the biggest lead today for Florida. Three's been a great weapon for them today, Bob.
No doubt about it, and it has to be for them. When Billy Donovan was coach, the threes were flying all over the place. Mike White has continued that.
It's the one thing that, if they can hit those shots, will certainly help out their offense. You know their defense is going to be there. Great fake, but the jump shot off target. And the return is up and in. Thomas able to return that to make it 49-29.
Guys look tired. Allen looks very tired to me.
That's a foul from behind by Thomas. In the act of taking that shot, we'll take the break. 15:31 to play. The Gators have opened it up. They are up by 20. Gators are up by 20. They've been chomping away from three-point land. In fact, the very first shot today.
No doubt about it. They made 7 in the first half, and it hasn't slowed down in the second half. Gators from all over. Locke started the game this way. Hudson made 3 in the first half. Allen likes the top of the key. And then in the second half, some nice passing. They've made 9 of 20 3-point goals. Now they get something inside because the defense has to extend.
Keontae Johnson will be at the line, the freshman. Mike White says he's got lots of potential to be a great defender and a shot blocker. He measured his vertical leap at 41.5 inches over the summer.
I like his game. In the first half, he was the most aggressive interior player. Had a nice dunk on a drive. He's got good instincts.
Quick follow there. How about getting inside? It's Hudson.
Second time in the game where the second man on the lane got a basket on a non-blockout missed free throw.
So 52-29 Gators.
It's 27-3 from three-point range in favor of the Gators.
Scott with a pull-up jumper. Yes, he swished it in.
Two-point basket.
Rayshon Scott, the junior.
Rayshon Scott.
I am dying to know, and I bet you are too, what got Mike White so miffed with his team up by a substantial margin that he got teed up?
Yeah, I didn't see it, and unusual. They were playing well, and everything was going nice and like that.
Yeah. Locke buries the three. Not sure what there is to be upset about, but something was. The Gator head coach.
During the last timeout, he did talk to the official, and they both came out smiling.
So they made up. Bassett knocked down on that play, but a blocking foul will go against Florida.
One time I was trying to make a point to an official during a game, and I said, they've shot 20 free throws. We've only shot 4. And he said, tell your guys to stop fouling.
Gatto to misfire at the line. He'll have another one coming. 14:21 remaining, and Baxter getting back in.
Johnston did a good job. Really did a good job. Mercurius has been a little absent in this game. He's been a little in for the Eagles, but typically a guy, you know, comes in and makes threes. He missed a couple and hasn't really had an opportunity. Baxter is in the game, number 1 in blue, playing the post on this side. I like to see. He's electric, isn't he?
Yeah, very entertaining to watch. Ballard with it up high. Back out for Locke. Ballard will fire. And a rebound picked off by Florida. Second effort. And a shot that'll miss for Hudson. 55-32 the Gators. Florida trying to grab their 7th win of the season. Right now it's 6-4. Jump shot by Casimir. No. And a rebound picked off by the Gators. Here they come again. Florida trying to go 5 for 5 against Florida Gulf Coast all time. Hudson got it. He may have his shot back.
Well, he's getting the pass right where he needs it.
Continue to apply pressure. Baxter with it, steps back. And the rebound comes into the corner. And it'll stay on this end.
For the Eagles, Zach Scott.
Hudson's best game of the year right here. Dribble penetration and dish by Nembhard. He can create and make easy shots for his teammates, and he's been doing it. You talk about freshmen in college basketball, you know, Nembhard and Locke are starters for Florida. You know, they got upperclassmen at the other positions, but the substitutes coming in, Johnson, Ballard's a sophomore. A lot of young guys.
Nembhard, the freshman point guard for Florida. He's a great story. He came back from a life-threatening intestinal disorder his junior year of high school that caused him to go into septic shock. I mean, it was close. Came back, had a strong senior year, and now here he is at Florida leading the offense for the Gators.
He can really handle and pass.
Hudson will shoot again. Not this time, and a foul right there with 12:35 left.
I was talking to a coach on the phone the other day and talking about threes, and you know, there's a lot of conversation about threes among coaches, how it's taken over the game and so on. And he said sometimes it's like fool's gold. You hit a bunch early, and then everybody wants to take them, and you forget about the inside game at all. And that can happen. think it happened a little bit in the first half to the Gators.
Day will draw the foul.
Florida foul, number 2.
So that'll go against the freshman Nembhard, number 3, on him.
The Eagles, Brian Thomas is checking.
Mike White is going to get Allen back in now.
Kevon Allen. And number 25.
And also bring on Keith Stone, the junior from Deerfield Beach, Florida. Great opportunity for a lot of the kids in this doubleheader to play in front of friends and family here right before the holidays. Wonderful opportunity.
I was talking to Van Macon, the assistant coach of St. Louis, and his nephew plays football for Oklahoma. And they're coming in tomorrow. You know, obviously there's a football game down here.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned that. First the Orangeville Scott airborne and another whistle. That was with 7 on the shot clock. So 12 minutes to play here in game 2. Florida State very impressive to take game 1 in a victory over St. Louis. Leonard Hamilton's team now 11-1, ranked number 11, and they look very sharp today. Scott at the line.
And one of the sidelights to the Florida State team win is that Phil Kofer played extended minutes for the first time this year. The guy who was the leading scorer last year, 5th-year senior, 6'8", 230.
And not great news for the rest of the ACC that he is getting healthy.
What is that?
Out of it a miss. And out it goes. It'll go the other way. And
I mean, that is not a shot that you want to take, Mr. Ballard. Wait for some rhythm.
He just committed the foul, his 3rd. 58-33, the Gators. Well, Gator fans delighted by what they're seeing so far today, up 58-33 on Florida Gulf Coast. Let's check out what the top 5 have been up to in college basketball. Now the storylines: Kansas with wins over Michigan State, Marquette, Tennessee, and Villanova.
Well, I love Michigan on the right-hand side here. I mean, they were in the Final Four last year, and they weren't supposed to be much this year. They got a new kid named Iggy Brazdeikis from Canada who's lighting things up, and Charles Matthews, the transfer from Kentucky, has turned into a superstar player. We all know about the other teams up there, but Michigan, I'm telling you, they are a threat, and their defense has been spectacular.
Iggy Brazdeikis, one of the great names in college basketball.
Yeah.
One of my favorites is certainly Alpha Diallo of the Providence College Friars.
There you go.
Really been playing like a pro. Stolen away and dropped in by Okaru to make it 60-33. And Gators continue to show some pressure. Carlisle's jump shot. No. Rebounded away, and a foul on the play as well, and count that. So Thomas will be at the line for three-point play.
Well, Thomas and Scott inside have been muscular. And right here, the easy breakaway. No foul is smart by Ricardo Day.
Thomas trying to complete the three-point play.
So Thomas to the stripe. 11-18 showing. Day won't wait. And that miss kind of ugly.
Good job by Allen. You got to watch what's behind you or in the flow, especially in the middle of the floor.
Kick out for Okaru, getting into the offensive rotation.
Communication, I can hear guys talking to each other out here right now. Defensively for the Gators, which is a good stuff.
Three-pointer by Scott won't fall.
Allen is not a point guard.
Open is Locke. They've hit a lot of those threes today on shots just like that. In fact, he hit the very first one of the afternoon for Florida.
He likes the other side better.
Baxter swooping in and a blocking foul. So Stokes with a personal 10:25 to play.
Isaiah Stokes. The second
Little body contact there.
for the Eagles, Baxter.
So that'll put Baxter to the line. He began his career at UNLV. Sat out last season because of transfer rules. Getting an opportunity to play today and averaging about 8 points a game.
I think he's going to be a factor in the Atlantic Sun. I don't think there's a lot of athletes that have his quickness and hops at 6'8" or 9. He has athletic ability. He's shown a mid-range jump shot in this game. He has shown really good hops on the offensive glass.
Baxter from Tallahassee. And makes it 60-37 Florida. Johnson wants to get it in that paint. Stokes with a spin. Made a nifty move, but could not finish it.
Didn't need it. You know, could have stayed. Didn't need to turn his back to the basket at all. Could have gone just straight up. Weave action right here. 3-man weave. Usually you switch this.
On the back door, but well defended. Kick back out. Casimir to the baseline. Denied. Carlisle with it. Mid-range. And a lot of iron. It falls away. And a foul over the top by Baxter.
Eagles
And that's his second.
Against number 30, Brian Thomas. His third, team's fourth.
Actually going to call that on Thomas. So that'll be his third. With 9:48 to go, Gator ball. Now Florida can afford to be very, very patient. Demar's jumper in and out. Boy, it was inside the cylinder, but then lost by Florida Gulf Coast. So not a whole lot has gone right for the Eagles except for that run they made late in the first half to make it a ball game for a while, but it's really been all Gators in the second half.
It really has, and they've executed offensively much better. The defense has been very, very solid.
Number 4, Zach Scott. His first.
Scott with his first personal.
Southeastern Conference play coming up soon for the Florida Gators. Atlantic Sun Conference coming up soon for Florida Gulf Coast. That will be a one-bid league. Whoever wins the tournament will go. I like this guy, man.
Yes, and a basket for Johnson.
He really, really knows how to play. I mean, he's finding seams. He knows where to go against the zone. He's been very aggressive in the paint. He's got good hops. Strong.
Again, a freshman. Give him a three-point play.
Oak Hill Academy, great basketball school, is where Mr. Johnson comes from.
Baxter with a touch. He's had some big moments here today, and he'll hit that shot and draw the foul.
Eagles basket is good.
There's a lot to like in his game.
No doubt about it. He's very thin. So against physical kind of players, he might have a little trouble, but he's very mobile, as you can see on this play. Goes one way, spins back the other way, gets his head looking in the right position. I think he's going to help Coach Fly big time when it comes to A-Sun play.
And the Eagles earlier this month lost their top scorer, Cheatham, a shoulder injury. He is done for the season. That was a significant blow as far as their hopes in conference play. Right now they are 5-8.
Yeah, he averages 13 a game and 5 rebounds. He was a transfer from Marquette. Played at Marquette. You know, wasn't one of those guys who didn't play in transfer. He played.
Count that, and the basket for Stone. He'll be at the line for a three-point play.
I think the Eagles are a little tired right now, and it's showing. Their movement in the zone, they're just kind of standing around. Look at this. Just standing around, easy play. I think fatigue has set in big time.
Rayshawn Scott with a personal foul to send Stone to the stripe. 52% there. He looked a lot better than that on that one.
He did. Usually when you have a 25-point lead, your form improves.
Yes, you better be a little loosey-goosey. You can relax. 66-40. The Gators continue to play defense even with the significant lead here. Under 8.5 to play. Gatto with the drive and lay it up and in. Gatto, freshman out of Cape Coral, Florida, and a Fort Myers native. Fire, but a whistle before the shot, and another one, a foul against the Gators. That'll go against Isaiah Stokes.
Yeah, that's on the screen. It's a point of emphasis this year. You can't stand wider than your shoulders, so an excessively wide screen is automatically going to be called a foul this year.
270 pounds.
That, along with the hook and hold play, has been a major emphasis this year.
Trying to clean things up. Day on the drive, threw it away. And the Gators come up with it, looking to expand their 66-42 lead here in Sunrise, Florida. What has been a beautiful day outside. Ballard gets inside for two.
How about that left-handed pass off the dribble? He's also got tape on his left thumb. Hard bounce and a rifle. Different than Chiozza, right? You know, Chiozza a little smaller and off the dribble and everything, taller, 6'5".
Blocked by Hayes, who's been so good at that in his career. Another rejection for him. Kamar a little off balance, and it'll go the other way. He simply lost it.
Nembhard, left hand. Wow. 68-42.
Here's how the Gators have done it so far here today in Sunrise, up on Florida Gulf Coast, 68-42, largely with three-point accuracy. You see they're just 34% for the season, but so far in this one, 11 for 28.
Yeah, about 40%. And the turnovers are a big story, obviously. 19 turnovers to 9. When you're under 10 turnovers in a game, you're going to win. And 19 turnovers is not going to get it done in most games, and that's what the Eagles have in this one.
Did you preach that as a head coach, that,
yeah,
you know, under 10 or 10 turnovers, we're going to win this game?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Day looking for that backdoor cut. And it spins free out on the baseline and back over to Florida.
I think the team that has the fewest turnovers this year is Virginia. Michigan usually is in that boat.
6:42 remaining.
The ball is going to go to Florida Gulf Coast.
Yeah, they've changed their minds on this one.
Yeah.
So this has been overturned. And the Eagles will have it.
4 across. This looks like 3 single screens for Scott.
And stolen away by Ballard.
I think if Florida stays as alert on offense as they are on defense, they will make improvement as the season goes on. Occasionally, watching them play this year, I've seen a lot of their games, and you know, they just kind of zone out sometimes on offense, and you know, wait for somebody else to do it type thing, you know. But this game has not been that way.
And they do play strong defense.
Oh, yeah.
They came in number 8 in the Ken Pom defensive efficiency ranking.
Now, I'll tell you what, guarding Michigan State is not easy. And, I mean, Michigan State plays as fast as anyone. So,
wanted to get off the shot, and the point guard didn't see that. That's a shot clock violation.
Shot clock violation.
Well, we've had a couple on each side. I think that's the first one on the Gators, but we've had 2 or 3 of those by Florida Gulf Coast in this game.
There's 6 minutes remaining. Day, Baxter had to adjust at the last moment and a foul. As he gets hit, 5:53 to go.
Florida foul. Jersey number 13, Darius Hayes.
You're going to see a nice roll here by Baxter. And as he gets up, he brings the ball backward, and he got fouled there. He didn't need to do that.
Shooting 2 shots.
Shooting 2. Well, tomorrow it's a great slate of NFL action highlighted by the Buccaneers facing off against the Cowboys. The Bears take on the 49ers, all on Fox and Fox Sports app. Check your local listings for the game in your area. And Baxter with his second on the way. Stokes gets a great open look, but no, a rare three-point miss here in the second half. But Hudson on the Hayes brilliance. I should say it was Ballard. And a bounce feed for Stokes. That's a foul over the back. 5.5 to play, and we'll see if Scott is okay. He committed the foul.
Number 5, Deshaun Scott, his third.
He took a pretty good hit, although he did commit the personal.
Well, he jumped way too soon. When you want to block a shot, you want to jump after the offense jumps. If you jump before the offense jumps at the same time, you're usually going to get a foul. Nice hustle by him, however. I mean, you can't credit Scott with anything negative there.
Pass thrown away to Ballard, and a pick for the Gators. They really run away and hit here in the second half. And a foul on Cato as he got in the way with 5 minutes to play. That'll be his second. Again, Florida has won every meeting between these two schools. They're trying to make it 5 for 5. Ballard will be at the stripe. With a victory today, the Gators would improve to 7-4, and the Eagles would drop to 5-9.
Last year, Mike White, 21-13, 11-7 in the Southeastern Conference. They were a 6th seed in the NCAA tournament. Lofty goals since 06 and 07 when they won the national championship 2 years back-to-back.
Yes.
High standard for the Gators basketball-wise.
Some spectacular years. Under Coach Donovan. Day with a feed for Cato. And the alley-oop up and in by Ernst. So 70-45 the Gators. And a kick ball.
You know, one of the things that you're going to take from this game is Hudson's situation, right? I mean, we've said many times how he's way below his standard for the season so far, but he's making threes in this game, and he looks more comfortable, and they need him to be like that if they're going to be as good as they can be.
14 points today, 4 for 9 from 3. Ballard tried to follow his own miss, couldn't get there. And a travel. Baxter with a catch, but he walked with it. Well, points off turnovers have been huge in the Gators' favor. 32-7 they have outscored Florida Gulf Coast in that category.
Wow. Well, you get 19-20 turnovers in a game. I mean, that's going to be disastrous.
Hudson back in there trying to add to his total. Ballard swooping in, got it.
Ballard's better at that than he is taking threes early in the shot clock. He's done that several times ill-advisedly in this game. But when he plays like that, because he's athletic and quick and he's, you know, determined, driving to the basket is a better option for him.
Gatto bouncing up top for Scott. 7 to get off a shot for the Eagles. Hard drive, down he goes, and he takes the hit. That was only 4 seconds on the shot clock. 3.5 to play, 3:34 at Sunrise, Florida. And the Gators on top, 72-45, on their way to their 7th victory of the season. The Metro by T-Mobile Orange Bowl Classic on Fox is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile, by Sunshine Health, and by American Airlines. Beautiful night there in Miami, not far away from Sunrise, Florida. We are just up the road, and a beautiful day here. Temperatures are in the middle to upper 60s with plenty of sunshine. Gators loving it, leading 72-45. Bob Wenzel, Dave O'Brien with it. Scott will be at the line here. 3.5 minutes to play. And the Eagles freshman came in averaging 8 points per game and really good from three-point land, 54%. But the Gators, with their outstanding defense, have kept him at bay.
No doubt about that. And you look at him and his body, he looks like a freshman. Very thin upper body, thin legs. As he gets older and stronger, he's going to be a very good player for this program.
Florida with 3 men in double figure scoring, led by Locke, who has 15, and he's hit 5 threes. Ballard will draw the foul with 3:20 to go.
I like the judgment by Ballard then. You know, he didn't launch a 3 when he was open, so he's learning what to do out there. Plays very aggressively, but has to learn how to control it a little bit.
So 2 shots for him. And another one on the way. He'll hit that one, 1 and 2.
Stokes' extensive play in this game as well. They're going to need his big body when they get into the SEC, when they play teams that have strong players in the paint, which almost every team does.
Scott beyond the 3. Here's Day. Shot clock to 7. Day took a peek. He'll launch. And rebounded away by the Gators. Allen bounces here for Ballard. Lost the dribble. There's Stokes with a touch. Into the paint with a rolling hook shot. That was pretty.
Very impressive. Coming back from that injury. Got to lose some weight. Get his basketball back.
Foul there on the baseline before the shot. 2:17 to play.
This is really a good-looking hook shot off one leg. Not the jump hook, but the standard hook shot.
So Cato will be at the line. Freshman who averaged about 28 points a game at Southwest Florida Christian Academy as a senior. Stokes will step out.
Good game for him. Got a lot of minutes, big sweat. Get that heart pumping.
And this Casimir, who had a nice first half, but second half did not follow suit. 75-47 Gators. And a scramble into the backcourt it goes. Day will scoop it up. And Scott will get it.
Number 4, Zach Scott.
Under 2 minutes to go. So not unexpectedly, it's going to be the Florida Gators and Florida State Seminoles who win their games here in the Orange Bowl Classic here this afternoon and tonight.
It's a great deal right before Christmas every year. Good for the fans of both of those schools. They are always the participants. At least they have been the last 7-8 years.
Both schools, interestingly enough, actually lost last year. Jump shot will not drop. And a return up and good with 1:20 to go. Ballard's had a very active night.
Active player, right?
Sure is.
Definitely. Can be useful in situations.
Scott, yes, all net.
Basket for Zach Scott.
Zach Scott drains it. He ended up as Westminster High's all-time leading scorer. Number 3 all-time here in Broward County, in fact, at the high school level.
A lot of good players from this area as well, so he's in good company. Odd lineup in there for the Gators. Probably haven't seen this except in practice.
The Gators might get an opportunity to bring on some walk-ons. Carlisle will lay that one in with 33 seconds to play.
Carlisle, substitutions are into the game.
So, Bob, your final thoughts here today is Florida State won earlier today against a very tough St. Louis team. Actually made it look pretty easy down the stretch. That was impressive. And the Gators got a big performance out of Jalen Hudson, who had been so cold from three-point land, but today he was on fire.
Yeah, and that's a big deal for them. Noah Locke has taken his place in the lineup, and with both of them playing fairly well and being useful in games, that's a big deal for them.
Carlisle, the basket, and a foul. He'll be at the line.
Defense of both Florida and Florida State were impressive in different ways. I think Florida State bigger, protect the rim way better, and they're longer. But Florida hedges well. They play well with their feet. They stay in front of their man a great deal. Their intensity at the defensive end is very good, and they have shown that throughout the course of the season so far.
One thought I had coming out of Sunrise today, Florida State might be a lot better than just 11 in the national rankings.
Well, when Phil Kofer gets to be 100% in a couple of weeks, you might be right.
Indeed. Well, they're in the win column, and so is Mike White. And the Florida Gators today, they run away with this one over Florida Gulf Coast, 77-56, the final score. The Gators' 20th appearance in the Orange Bowl Basketball Classic, and look at their record, 17-3 all time. They like it a lot. For my partner, Bob Wenzel, and for Kelly Sacco, I'm Dave O'Brien. Thanks so much for joining us all afternoon and into the evening. The Gators win it going away here tonight. Florida State victorious against St. Louis earlier today. Certainly looking forward to the holidays. Hope you have a wonderful holiday season and basketball season and conference play really getting heated up right after the holiday. Thanks so much for being with us, everybody. From Sunrise, Florida, we say good night and happy holidays, everybody.